Hello.
Hello.
Good
Good
morning.
evening for you. Good
Yeah,
morning
good
to
morning to
others.
you. Happy Mahashivratri.
To you too.
I know it's a holiday there and you locked yourself inside the room to get this recording done. Why
Yeah.
your kids have no
The
idea what
kids
you're
are at
doing inside.
home.
Yeah, they have no idea what you're doing, right?
No, no, no. They have no idea.
Yeah, good. Let them be occupied for some more time.
Yeah. My parents are here and my husband is also outside. So they are occupied.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Take your parents' help.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we
Hmm.
are going to talk about all about siblings.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So I have an elder brother and you have an elder sister.
Yeah.
So and the
Both of
stories will
us are
be
the younger ones at home.
yeah, but and they say younger ones are the troublemakers, right? But I don't
Yeah.
think that's true in my case.
No, 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 that's not true. That's not true at all.
And my brother recently shared this Instagram meme which
Hmm.
says studies find that elder kids are much more intelligent or have more IQ than the younger ones, just to mock me.
Just to mock you.
Yeah, but I believe
So
that's
how
true. I mean,
how
at
old
least in
is
our
he?
case,
Yeah, how old is he? As in,
he is 2 years elder to me.
oh, just 2 years. Then not
Yeah,
that
just
older.
yeah, he's not that old, but he's
Hmm.
very wise for his age.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you
So
want to
yeah,
share
since
any childhood stories that you both have?
there are a lot.
Uh,
Uh, they're hilarious. I just thinking about them. I I just feel I just remembered a lot of things.
hmm,
So my brother, he was very naughty when he was
hmm,
a kid, like as usual all the boys are. But he was also very scared of the dark.
hmm,
So when we were when he was probably 5 6 years old and I was 4, right? Or 4 5 years old, and that's when my dad recently passed away. And then we had no idea like why it happened, or how it happened, and we didn't know or didn't realize the loss of a man in the family. We were getting everything, and my mom was she didn't have any idea, but she didn't let us feel that it was a big loss. She handled everything. We were okay. We didn't realize it later, until later stage, how difficult it was. But we were happy at that time. Like we were happy with just with mom, just living in a small house and all. Keeping that aside, I want to come to the fun stories. So we used to live in a just a small like one room house. It was a big house and it had like 3 to 4 divisions. Like 4 families used to live in a big house. And then we used to live in one room, and then there was two washrooms shared with four, I think, 4 families. So and those days, right, we just have one light, and there used to be frequent power cuts. So at nights when my brother had to go to the washroom to use the washroom, he was shit scared, and he always used to take me like a security, and then he used to ask me to stand
singing.
inside the washroom while he did his business. And even if I like moved like this, like that, just a little
Hmm,
movements also, he used to be like, no, don't go. He was that scared of dark and other things and all. He was like very naughty, like he was
hmm,
not scared to do stupid things, mischievous things, everything.
hmm,
He got a lot of beatings from my mom,
hmm,
but still he used to do the same.
hmm, hmm.
Just this one thing he was very scared of was the
Uh,
dark. and he
Yeah.
always used to take me.
Uh, so I have an elder sister. She's 5 years actually older than me.
Mm.
And so during childhood, we used to fight a lot. That was a very common thing. I was like, even if I'm a kid, I am not going to give up. Okay. And she was like, I'm older than you. You should listen to me. She was of that opinion. So we used to fight a lot, a lot. Okay. But there were times when we used to bond together. For
Mhm.
example, when our parents were out and we had to
You
share
two
our
to
secrets,
team up
share,
together and then.
yeah, team up together and share our secrets. Okay, that time we used to bond a lot. And we were like, even though we both were very small, still we never shared our secrets. Whatever she told me, I would never share it with my mom or with my dad. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this one time I wasn't very small. I think I was in fourth or fifth standard, and she must be in nine or ten. And
Hmm.
one day she asked me, ki, you know, in our class among the boys, who do you like the most? Okay.
Aha.
So
Aha.
I didn't know all of them. I knew a couple of them who were staying nearby, and they used to come and visit in groups.
Who
And
you
so
liked?
yeah, yeah. And so I named them. Okay. But she was
Okay.
not very satisfied with the answer I gave. Okay. And she
Oh.
was like, okay, do you know that guy? And I was like, no, I don't know. Because I had never seen him. Okay. So my sister,
Okay.
she had a crush on this guy. Okay. And I had never seen him. And then she was
Oh,
like, do
and
you know
maybe she
that
got
guy?
offended. Ki how come you
She was
don't
very
know
sad that,
him?
yeah, how come I don't know him, even though we studied in the same school. Okay. But
Hmm.
mine was morning shift, that was like from 7 to 10, and hers
Hmm.
was day shift. So that's why I didn't know the other guy. So but then that was one of the incidents that I remember. And likewise there were others also, when we used to, we would my mom, she would buy sweets and keep them inside the fridge. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we would, whenever my parents will be out, my sister and I, what we would do is we would sneak out some of the sweets, and then we'll say we won't tell it to mom. But my mom, she was very clever. She knew what was
Yeah, she
going
knew.
on. She knew everything, but she never scolded us that what are you
Hmm.
guys doing like
Hmm.
that. Yeah. So that bond is very different, I think. We
Yeah,
fought a
actually,
lot as.
then,
Hmm,
yeah, even us, I think,
hmm,
so when we had to get things done by my mom, we used to team
hmm,
up.
hmm, hmm,
And when we had things for both of us, and when he wanted more, he used to fight with me like that. He
hmm,
wanted
hmm,
more or he wanted that
hmm,
thing.
hmm,
But
hmm,
I never like fought aggressively as to I wanted. I really
hmm.
wanted. I used to give
Hmm,
up. I used to give it to my brother, saying, "Okay, you take it."
hmm,
I
hmm.
used to love my brother when I was a kid,
Yeah,
even though he was hitting me, even though he was making fun of me. But
yeah,
even now, of course. But yeah,
yeah.
even at that time, I never like fought back, saying
Hmm,
for things especially.
yeah.
I used to always give it to him.
Hmm, hmm. So when my sister, she went to college for higher studies, that was,
Hmm.
she moved to a different city. We were in a
Hmm.
small town. So when
Hmm.
she moved there, that's the time when I started missing her a lot, and I started feeling her absence a lot. So when she used to come for holidays, and if my mom, she would definitely make something special. Okay.
Hmm.
So what she used to do, she would finish her meal fast, and then she would emotionally blackmail me, saying,
I'm not
you
going to
stay
be
at
here for long.
yeah, I am not going, you stay at home, you can have it whenever you want, mom can make it for you whenever you wish, please give it to me, no, please share some, no. And I was a very, whenever she would say all these things, I would get emotional and I would offer her, but she
Hmm.
won't return it back.
She just used you.
Yes, she just used me.
Yeah, the same thing. Even with me, my brother, I mean, we were all in the same house until he finished his 10th. And till
Hmm,
that time, I didn't feel like we were, bonded a lot.
hmm,
We were not connected. We used to feel like, since we fight a lot,
hmm,
I used to feel like, it's just brother, what's there in that,
Hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
after 10th, he moved to a hostel for his plus one, plus two, and that's when I really, really missed him a lot. And
Hmm.
that was the first time he was away from for my birthday, because
Hmm.
every year we don't celebrate much, but at least a small cake we used to get and cut for birthdays, even be it my mom's or mine or my brother's. So
Hmm.
that was the first time he was away, and I was feeling terrible. But I didn't tell my mom also that, we don't share these things. Even if we get
Yeah.
emotional, we don't share such
Yeah.
personal or
Hmm.
these feelings, especially to
Hmm.
the elders.
Hmm.
And but my brother, he came as a surprise at 12 o'clock. He came from his
Wow.
hostel, and
Wow.
then he was waiting in the. We were living in an apartment then, in a
Hmm.
just a one bedroom apartment, and then he came apparently, and then he was waiting down, waited till 12 o'clock. He came up, and then he knocked the door, and we were shocked, like, who could it be? Me and my mom, I don't think even she knew that he was coming. So he
Hmm.
came, and then he opened the door, he got a cake, and then he started singing happy birthday, and it was so
Wow.
emotional for me that I
Yeah.
cried. I just hugged him and cried.
Hmm.
And that's when I realized that, okay, distance brings us closer anytime.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, and then on, after that we never, like, fought as to he stopped hitting each other.
Oh, you stopped hitting. No, we fought till she got married, I think. Before her marriage, when she was working, when she was in college, when she used to come or whenever we used to meet, we would have fights. Fights as in not so, it would be verbal fights more and then the emotional
Mhm.
thing. And then
Mhm.
she had this, she would tell my parents, oh, you always take her side, you always
Ah,
support her.
ah,
Okay, the same emotional drama she used to do. But
yeah.
this was till she got married. Once she got married,
Mhm.
I don't know, something just changed.
Mhm.
I think she got someone else
To
to
have those
have those
verbal
fights.
to fights. Yeah. Yeah,
That's when
but
we
with
stopped.
us, it wasn't verbal fights. It was like physical fights. He
Always.
used to try all the WWF shots with me. He, he used to punch me. He used to just hit randomly, just pull my hair or poke my
Yeah.
poke my nose.
Poke your nose.
He used to do that, some silly random things. And then but he also taught me a lot of things, since we were in the same school. And
Hmm.
we used to have these all, like, sports competitions every year, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
During summer or sometime. And then he used to teach me how to play, like, he taught me how to play badminton. And then while running also, he used to tell me how others are doing, how I am doing. And I told you in the last episode, he taught me cycling also, how to do that.
Yeah.
And simple, like, any help in maths or any in studies also, he used to help me a lot,
Hmm.
although
Hmm.
I didn't need much.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
at that time, but yeah, he used to help me a lot. And there were certain things which I knew about him that he didn't
Hmm.
know that I knew it.
Oh.
Like,
Oh.
he had a crush on a girl from our school,
Hmm.
like his classmate,
Hmm.
and he thought I
Hmm.
didn't know. And
Hmm.
then
But you knew.
I knew it.
And how?
I
Like,
knew
how
it
did
whenever
you? Huh.
whenever she came, and she was kind of a family friend also,
Hmm.
with us, and we used to meet sometimes. And she used to talk to me also. And later, like 5 6 years later, um he was engaged to my current, like, sister-in-law. And then
Hmm.
that time he was just talking on phone, and then I told that this thing, like,
Hmm.
that you had a crush on that girl. And then I know about it. And
Huh.
I know that you will tell this to the sister-in-law.
Hmm.
And then my sister-in-law was actually, he was
She
forwarding
was
all these
listening.
messages to my sister-in-law.
Oh.
And then my sister-in-law was shocked that, okay, your sister knows so much about you.
Oh, she also knew it. She
Yeah,
also
she
knew it.
also knew it. Yeah, he tells her
Okay.
everything, no? So she also
Uh,
knew it.
uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, like, after moving to the hostel, and even plus two, plus one, plus two. Then he did MBBS, and
mm,
then diploma. And after that, he was always outside. We never stayed together at one place. He
mhm,
used to
mhm,
come just for holidays. And after that, I got a job. I moved to Bangalore.
mm, mm.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to, actually live together after that properly. But that's why I think we are even more bonded, or we miss each other a lot.
Yeah.
Even last time when I went to India, he is not big into, expressing emotions.
Mm,
Or they were they were not raised like that to, show
mm.
their emotions a lot. But
Right.
when I was leaving India, and then at the airport, it'll be very emotional, right? So I
Mm.
started crying, and then he cried, saying,
Oh,
"Yo,
he
no, no,
also
no, you
cried.
don't cry. I'll also,
Mm,
I'm also getting tears, so don't do all this
mm,
and all." But yeah, there's always this love between each other that I know that he has, and he
mm.
knows that I have, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's not like we express a lot.
Mhm, mhm.
And because those days, if he cried, or if he did something, like he was sad or something, all the parents, they used to say that, okay, don't cry like a girl. Boys don't cry, men don't cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's why they become emotionally, like constipated. Like they don't
Mm,
express their emotions much
mhm.
as much as we do.
Mm. Yeah. Right. Right. Even
Mm.
now, when my son, he cries, I don't stop him. I want him to express himself the way he
Yeah,
wants to.
it's very
But
important.
yeah, it's very important for them. But it's just that my father, he's also staying with us here, and sometimes he will make this remark that
Yeah,
boys don't cry, and I would tell him,
right.
don't tell him like that. Let him express himself. But I
Yeah,
think it's just the way they are also
they are.
conditioned,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
they know just that.
yeah, they
Like
know just that.
they feel that they shouldn't express much.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
in a kind of way, my brother is also now currently he is also kind of old fashioned. Like he also believes
Mm,
that, or he also thinks that they should not cry as much as the girls do. But
mm,
then I see a lot of change in him in the after he got the kids.
mm, mm.
So yeah, now the current generation is changing, but our parents' generation, they are still kind of the same.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah. And there are certain things that even if I don't express, my brother would understand, related to anything. Like when we were
Yeah.
back studying,
Mm,
even though he was far away, some things I used to share, like not
mm,
details,
mm,
just like the gist of it or summary of it. But then he used to understand what I wanted, and then he
mm,
used to talk to my mom about it.
mm, mm, mm,
So, for
mhm,
example, when we were before marriage, right?
mm,
When I told at home that Sundar is from another state,
mhm,
right, and he doesn't speak Telugu, he's a Tamilian, and my brother was like, he didn't tell me, he didn't talk to me about all those,
mm,
but
mm,
apparently he told my mom, like he convinced my mom, saying, how does it matter,
mm,
they'll anyway we be living together, and they'll be staying abroad for a few years, and
mhm.
obviously my parents or his parents won't stay with us for long. So how does it matter? They'll be happy, they are settled. What is the need for checking everything else? So
Mhm.
he said like a lot of things to her to convince, and then it all went smoothly after that.
So
So
he
yeah,
was very
when I
supportive
feel like
of your
when my
relationship.
mom doesn't understand
Mm,
certain things, my brother understands.
mhm. Yeah.
Even now, there are certain things which my mom does that we don't like, but
Mhm.
we talk about it, and then we discuss,
You both
and
gossip about it.
yeah, we both gossip about it, and we think about, okay, how to deal with it.
Yeah, that happens
Yeah.
with us also. Me and my sister, we would be, and how do we address her? We'll say your mom did this, your
Yeah.
mom said this.
Yeah. Yeah, and in childhood we always think no that our parents used to favor the elder one.
The other one, yeah, the
The
elder one,
other
or
one,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
the
all the
other
time
one.
used to tell. Even now, I tell my mother that you still like only your
Hmm.
son, not your daughter. And he keeps saying, "Yeah, you're adopted, or we just got you from the dustbin outside
Oh,
on the
from the
thing."
dustbin. That's a very common story,
Yeah,
right? During childhood, also,
yeah,
my mom, she used to tell me whenever I would complain or anything, she will tell, "Yeah, yeah, we don't love you that much because we,
yeah.
got
We
you
picked
from
you
the
up from the
dustbin."
garbage. Yeah, that's the common dialogue back then.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
What
how is
else?
it now? Now that you are in Canada and he is in India.
Yeah, we don't talk often, but he keeps calling randomly. He is in love with these Apple products.
Mhm.
So since we are
Oh,
staying abroad, every time an Apple event happens or any Apple product comes into market, he'll call us and he'll like, okay, when are you coming? Okay, get this one for me, get that one for me. He's not serious, but he's in a very funny way. He keeps saying that, okay, you're staying abroad. What's the use of staying abroad? You have to get all those
if you can't
products
get,
for me.
yeah, if you can't
Yeah,
get
if you
those
can't,
products.
what's the
Yeah.
use of staying there? But yeah, even now we don't talk often, but whenever he calls, we talk for a long time.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
now that our schedules are also busy, not just the time zones, his schedule is very busy. They have their own work and they hardly get any time to do other things. But in the
mhm,
little time that he gets, like he starts randomly. When he, let's say, he goes at 11 at night to home, he'll be
mhm,
hungry, he'll start making some omelette, then he'll call me to talk, just
mhm,
just to for that period that he cooks omelette or make something. And then till that time he'll be talking to me, and then he'll just talk randomly about the kids or our old school days.
yeah.
Or about the teachers that we used to have. We used to have common teachers because we were just 2 years apart in the same
Yeah.
school. We know all the
Same school.
teachers who used to
Yeah.
come also. So we
Yeah.
talk about them. We talk about the students of our class. He knows all my classmates, and I know some of his classmates. So we know
Mhm,
what, and if somebody is in touch, we talk about
mhm,
them.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah, that's one advantage of staying in the studying in the same school.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of his classmates didn't know that I was his sister until maybe like sixth or seventh standard. And when they got to
Is
know, they
it?
were all shocked because, yeah, my
Huh.
brother was a topper back then, and
Hmm.
I was younger to him. No, in fifth, sixth standard, he became popular in the school,
Mhm,
and I was like what fourth standard, third, fourth standard, and they didn't
mhm.
know that I was his sister. And one day he got lunchbox for me, and then he gave it to me in front of his friends, and I remember the look on their faces still, that, oh, you are
Who's
his
this girl?
sister. Yeah. So I felt so proud that, oh yeah, I'm his sister. Oh, and one
He
more
must
thing,
have
right?
been.
Yeah. So when I was in probably LKG or UKG, right? We used to have half days, and my brother
Hmm,
was in first standard, and they had
hmm,
till 2:30 or 3:30 school. So my
hmm,
mom, what she told me was, instead of coming two times for the pickup, she
hmm.
used to tell me to go and sleep in my brother's classroom.
Is it? Was there enough space where you could sleep, where you
Yeah, there
could
was
just
a
lie?
bench. Last bench
Oh,
was empty for me, so she told the teacher
okay.
also, and then
Huh.
they used to allow me, and I used to sit in the
Oh,
back seat, and I used to sleep
nice.
for some time. And some of his
Oh,
classmates still remember that, and they ask me till now
huh.
that, oh,
Yeah.
you used to sleep in our classroom. Do you remember? Yeah. I was so proud of him when he was studying in my school because he was topper. He was good at all kind of like essay writing and competitions, like, or the games and sports.
Mhm,
And the first time in our school, he was the one who received like 10,000 rupees because he got in 10th standard he got like some 95% marks. And that was
Oh,
the
that's
first
very.
time my school principal he announced a reward of 10,000 rupees, and I
Hmm.
was so proud of my brother,
So proud. Yeah.
that it happened. And I told everybody that he's my brother, he's my brother, he got it.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, there are these things, they are just, I can't forget them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we used to just randomly walk with cycles. We used to just talk on the roads.
Hmm.
Yeah, school days were the best. And after that, we used to meet rarely, but yeah,
So there's
I
a
miss
funny
him.
story I'll tell
Hmm?
you. There's a funny story
Yeah, yeah, tell me.
about school only. So we were also in the same school, but as I said, she was she was in 10th standard at that time, okay, and I was in the 5th standard. And somehow this was just in the beginning of the session, okay.
Hmm.
For some reason, there were two sections actually, A and B section, and for some
Yeah.
reason, uh, one day what happened, there was shortage of classroom, I don't know how. And for just not for one day, it was for a period of, I think, 1 week or 2 weeks, both the sections, they were, crammed inside one classroom, and we were having the classes together. But the timetables were different. And what happened, we like, I missed the Bengali class. So for the Bengali class, I had to go to, like, all the Bengali students, we had to go to another room because the proportion was lesser. There were more of Hindi studying students, so they used to have
Hmm.
their Hindi period at that time. So that day, due to this mess up, what happened, I missed the Bengali period, and I was not very happy with the fact that there are so many, students in the same room, and they are all shouting, and I'm not able to study properly and all that. And
Oh,
today, and this
so
this
disturbed.
was the, that day it was like, that was the highest thing, that I missed my Bengali class. So you know what I did? I just walked up to my sister. I so even in our school, a lot of teachers and students, they didn't know that I'm her sister. She
Hmm.
was the shy one, just a couple
Okay.
of her very close friends, they knew me as her sister, but the
Hmm.
teachers, they didn't know. So one day what happened, she was having her English period, okay, it was ongoing. And I asked the teacher, can I just come in? And she was like, yeah. So I told the teacher, I want to talk to Mona Lisa, she's my sister. So she was saying, okay, okay, you go. And you know what happened? The moment I walked up to her, I couldn't speak, and I just burst into tears that I missed my Bengali class. Okay.
You
And the
silly
teacher,
girl.
she got very shocked what happened. And then you know what happened, she called all the other teachers, the staff room, the teachers
Oh,
room, that was also just beside her classroom only. And then all the
um,
teachers, they also came. That they came to know that I am her sister. And then they
okay.
got to know that she is very studious and she is very sincere. And then that's the day. So that's the story that they still remember, that they remembered for a very very long time. Even when we got to ninth or 10th standard, there was one particular teacher who used to take our Sanskrit class. So she
Hmm.
shared this story that, what happened one day, Priyanka did this. So I still remember that story because it was a very big deal for me. I felt that this is how it's going to be. I couldn't, I couldn't feel, I was not sure that this is going to change. I thought all of us are going to have this mess for a very, very long time.
Funny story.
Yeah, funny story.
Hmm. What else?
Hmm. Anything else you want to share? Although there are a lot of
Yeah,
stories.
there are a lot. If we sit and think
Yeah,
about it, we will remember a lot. But
yeah,
the
yeah,
ones I told are like anytime I'll remember these. But if
yeah.
I sit and think, I'll remember a lot.
Hmm.
But yeah, for now, this is good enough.
Yeah, for now this is good enough.
All right, it's nice sharing about siblings. There's always the siblings love and fights. There's always this connection,
Yeah,
however far you are.
yeah.
And
And
I wonder how the single children feel. Like I don't know. I have a couple of close friends who are like they are single child, and I
Single
always
child.
ask them, how do you feel? How did you feel growing up without a
Hmm,
sibling?
hmm,
Because I
hmm,
know that for me, I can't imagine my life now. Now that I think my childhood would be like empty without my brother or the sibling. So I asked
hmm.
my single child friends, and like for them that's the normal, and for
That's
us
a
this is
normal
the
thing.
normal.
Yeah, yeah. That's another reason. Pranay and I always wanted to have, two kids. Pranay also has a younger brother,
Yeah.
and I have an elder sister. So we felt that a kid should have another, sibling to
Yeah, you
share.
hit a jackpot in one chance. You gave them company for each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's nice to have siblings.
yeah,
Yeah. You can share a lot of things that you can't share with your parents.
yeah.
And you
Especially
know
your
that,
secrets. Even
yeah,
now, there are things that I can, easily tell my sister, and then she could pass it on to my mom.
yeah, that's there. Yeah. You know they'll always be there for you.
Yeah, and not just secrets. There are things that if I have to tell it to my mom, I can't tell it to her, directly. So I'll tell my sister, and she will tell
Tell
it in
your
such a way
mom.
that,
Tell your
yeah,
mom.
yeah, and she will tell it in such a way that it's like it's coming from her and not from me. But I think my mom,
Mm.
she knows that no, no, this is coming from me
They
only.
know everything. Moms
They
know
know
everything.
everything. They won't express. She doesn't say
Yeah.
anything. But I think she knows somewhere. Now that
Yeah.
I'm a mom, I know that she also knows.
Yeah. They know.
Yeah.
We have our tricks, but they know. Hmm.
Okay
Cool.
then.
All right. Yeah, it's nice sharing about our siblings. I got to know some funny stories about your Bengali class and your sister. It's fun.
It's
All
fun.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you in the next episode.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye bye. Good night or good day.
Good night.